Where are you going?
You ready? All right.
Where are you going this time? Where are you going?
No,
Oh, okay.
I was just joking with you.
Okay.
All right, I'll call this meeting to order. Thursday, December 14th, 2023, Board of Trustees meeting for the Victor Valley Union High School District. Welcome everybody who's come. To call roll, I see that Kent is here, Barbara's here, Penny's here, Jose and Rosie are here. So we are all here. At this time, do we have any community comments? All right, so I'll entertain a motion and second to go to closed session.
So moved.
Rosie and Jose. Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, let's move on over. Will I need my calendar in there? Victor Valley Union High School District and welcome everybody to our meeting. At this time, I'll just do a quick roll call. Kent,
Present.
Barbara,
Present.
I'm present, Penny, Jose, and Rosie, everyone is here. Thank you all for coming. We have nobody who is absent. So we need to report out on closed session, 2 items. Agenda item and reporting out statement for board meeting 12/14/2023. Agenda item 2.1, Government Code Section 54957.6, Conference with Labor Negotiators. In closed session, the Board of Education took action on approval of an MOU between VVUHSD and CSEA to place current registrars located at the district office, currently called Central Enrollment Center, at school sites by March 1st, 2024. The motion was made by Jose, seconded by Kent, and it passed 5-0. The next item is 2.2, Government Code Section 54957, Public Employee Appointment, Employment, Discipline, Dismissal, Release, Resignation. In closed session, the Board of Education took action to place classified employee number 19308 on compulsory unpaid leave of absence pursuant to Education Code Section 44940. The motion was made by Rosie, seconded by Jose, and all 5 voted yes. At this time, we will have a Pledge of Allegiance. Could I have any student in the audience raise their hand if you're a student? Okay, could I ask you, would you please lead us in the pledge? And you're on the student advisory. Carl, help me with the name of this young man from Victor.
Chiron.
Chiron.
Pledge, Chiron.
Would you lead us, please?
Right there, Chiron.
Ready? Begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Item 3.4, I'd like to approve the agenda. Would someone like to move in second?
So moved.
Rosie has moved. Do I have a second?
Second.
Jose has seconded. At this time, I would like to approve the agenda. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed or abstentions? So that passes 5-0. We'll move on to our annual organization meeting of the governing board. Item 4.1 is to appoint the appointment of president. Currently, Barbara sits at vice president, and I would like to make a motion to move Barbara to president.
Second.
I made a motion.
Oh,
Would you like to second?
Rosie was first.
Okay, Penny moved and Rosie seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
So that passes. Item 4.2, appointment of vice president. Currently, Jose sits as clerk, and typically that moves up to vice president per our bylaws. So I would like to make a motion to move Jose to vice president.
Second.
And Barbara has seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. And now we have appointment of clerk, and we don't have someone currently in line to move up for that,
I'd
but I
like to
think
nominate Rosie
Kent,
Hinojos.
Kent would like to nominate Rosie. Do I have a second?
Second.
Jose, all in favor say aye,
Aye.
and that passes unanimously as well. Next, we have 4.4, appointment of representative to the county committee.
I'd like to nominate Kent.
Kent, and a second?
Second.
I think I heard Jose second it next. Thank you. All in favor say aye. Aye. That passes unanimously. And now we need an appointment of secretary, and typically the superintendent acts as secretary per our bylaws. So I would like to nominate Carl Coles as our secretary.
Second.
And Jose seconds. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. That passes unanimously. And then 4.6 is our board meeting dates for 2024. And Heather, are they still the same pattern where it is the first Thursday of the month? unless it's close to the vacation, and those are all posted. I'll entertain a motion for that.
So moved.
Second.
That was Rosie and Jose. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. That passes unanimously. All right, at this time, item 5
Before
point.
you move on, I just,
Yes.
I wanna- real quick, you know, it's, there's parking in the school board, each of you all have responsibilities, you know, in each of your positions in terms of, you know, the massive amounts of reading you have to do, and your attention to detail with all the budget. But particularly when you serve as the president, right, it comes with a little extra for that 1 year, of kind of going over the agendas. And I think it's fitting this year, and like to kind of start a tradition here, just honoring our outgoing president by just saying thank you for the time that you meet with all of us to kind of plan the agenda and the extraness that just comes with that role. So Penny, I'd like to present you with a gavel and thank you for your service on the VVUHD Board of Trustees as the president for the 2023 year. Thank you.
All right.
That's
Cool. Yeah, it is.
So I will use this today when we close.
We can never give away anything without doing the picture, so I'm
Oh. Did you get a picture?
Yeah, I'm gonna give you
Oh,
Get Carl in here. Yeah, poor guy, can't even stand still.
and I did not cause that to your head.
She used that.
Oh,
Yeah.
come on. Give it like- There you go. Hey, man.
All right. Item 5.1, we have a public hearing, VVUHSD Sunshine Proposals and Reopeners. And Mike, I think you're going to speak to this.
Yes.
Please start.
So good evening, board president, of course, superintendent. So we are going to be doing the CSA Sunshine this evening. For the first part, in accordance with section 3547, the Educational Employment Relations Act, CSEA and the district are submitting their initial proposals to open negotiations. Following the public hearing, the board will need to consider adopting both proposals. For the 23-24 reopeners, VVUHSD recognizes that Article 7 and 10 are automatic reopeners, which are for pay and allowance and health and welfare benefits. And then for the 2024-2027 successor contract, the district is asking to open Article 6 for transfer and promotions. The district needs intent to improve language as it relates to hiring for vacant positions and aligning language to current legislation. Article 7 for pay and allowance. Article 10 for health and welfare and benefits. Article 13 for evaluation procedures. The district proposes to modify language and forms to help support our CSEA members to get a cleaner form. With that, that is our sunshine proposal from the district.
Okay, so now we move into 5.2, which would approve that sunshine proposal. I'll entertain a motion in second.
So moved.
Barbara and Jose, any discussion? Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
That was unanimous, so that passes. Okay, 5.3, public hearing CSEA Chapter 2. Number 243 Sunshine Proposals for this year, 23-24, the reopeners, and for 24 through 27 successor contract with VVUHSD.
All right, so this is the CSA Sunshine proposal. So again, in accordance with Section 3547 Educational Employment Relations Act, CSA and the district are submitting the proposals for negotiations. Following this public hearing, the board will need to consider adopting both proposals. From CSCA, for the 23-24 reopeners, CSCA has surveyed its members. It reflected upon their concerns. The members of CSCA have voted to not open any articles for the 23-24 school year. CSCA recognizes that Articles 7 and 10 are automatic reopeners. Furthermore, CSCA recognizes that the district, VVHSD, may choose to reopen articles as they see fit. For the 2024-2027 successor contract, CSCA negotiations team is preparing to bargain the successor contract for 24 to 27 school years. After surveying their members and identifying their concerns, CSCA plans to focus on these following articles. Article 5, work year, hours, overtime, and extra work. CSCA will propose additional staff training and professional development opportunities to enhance members with staff development. Article 7, pay and allowance. Article 9, leaves. CSA will propose changes to bereavement, including additional leaves, also clarifications and modifications to holiday pay, statuses, and enhancements to leaves. And of course, Article 10, health and welfare. CSA recognizes the district may choose to bargain additional articles. CSA hopes to meet members' concerns and establish language beneficial to the students of Victor Valley Union High School District.
All right, at this time, 5.4, we will approve the sunshine proposals with VBUHSD and CSEA.
So motion.
I heard over here with Kent first. Who was the second? I heard several in a row. I'll assign it to Jose. That's okay? Okay, any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
That passes unanimously. Next, Carl, you're on board for 6.1, resolution for School Board Recognition Month.
So, and I know you've never, the five of you never liked the light on you, but the truth of the matter is the district doesn't get to operate without you as the elected governing body between the staff and the students and the community, kind of bridging all of that gap together. So January's School Board Recognition Month, it really is a time to salute the largest group of elected officials in the state of California that aid in supporting the student success. And the five of you really help set our mission, the vision, and the policy priorities, our budget, and our benchmarks. And as trustees, you provide the critical accountability that link between the schools and the community and offer a level of accessibility to the voters that is unrivaled to any other public office. Your oversight and vision for the 11,500 students and their families, it's immeasurable. And we want to thank you for the tremendous time that you spend making this district a great place for our employees to work and a great place for our students to attend. So on behalf of the entire Victor Valley Union High School community, thank you so much for all that you do. And many of it's just behind the scenes, but all of this work, it doesn't take place without the five of you. So thank you so much for everything.
Well, just like when we recognize any other month, we need to have a first and second for this resolution.
So moved.
Rosie
Second.
and Jose. Any discussion? All in favor say aye of recognizing ourselves.
Aye.
Kind of awkward, but
Yeah.
you guys still pass it yourselves.
Thank you, that passes unanimously. Moving on to 7.1. Doctor, you'll be speaking to this, the OCR update, and I believe Tiffany might as well.
Yeah, and so before you turn over, Dr. Yee, I just want to as a result of 2014, the findings that came out of OCR, our goal throughout this whole process is to be extremely transparent to the community, to our sites, and to you as the school board about what has taken place. And so I'm really thrilled that is really where we're at, because what you're going to see in here there's some areas that we really succeeded in and we're doing well, and there's some areas that we're not. And that's okay, right? Those are the areas for us to continue to grow in and to learn from, but more importantly is to be extremely transparent about our process. So with that, I'll turn it over to Dr. Yee.
All right. Good evening, Board of Trustees. I'm really happy to provide an update on the OCR discipline. It is part of our requirement for OCR's agreement, and Tiffany Hampton, who is our Director of Student Services, will be presenting. And like Mr. Cole said, you will see some areas that they're bright spots. We did an awesome job in, kudos to the sites, systems, and just conversations, and just ensuring that we take care of our kids and that we continue to not be disproportionate and not suspend our kids if there's other means of corrections that we can utilize. And then there's some areas that we need to do better, and we will continue to work on those systematic changes so that that occurs. So Tiffany is here this evening, and I'll go ahead and turn the floor to her.
And as she comes to the podium, I'd like to recognize the Campbells for all of your hard work, because I'm sure all of our successes, you've been a part of helping us to grow and improve, and I appreciate that. Thank you so much for your efforts.
Good evening. Good evening, Board President Edmiston, board members, executive cabinet, members of the audience, and our online listeners. Tonight I'm going to give you an update for our Office of Civil Rights Agreement. Next slide, please. So what we're going to talk about a little bit tonight are the site enrollments by ethnicity and race, the most frequent education code violations. You'll see some comparison data from 2022-23 school year to this current school year. You will also see monthly suspensions, what that looks like with disproportionality, and just year-to-date disposition information. You'll also see the disproportionate student groups that we're continuously working on. You'll hear about some great bright spots, and then we'll talk about the continued work going on in the district to address the agreement. Next slide, please. This chart shows the number of students currently enrolled in the district by school site, broken down by ethnicity. It also shows the number of students who are in special education program by site, and students who have been identified as foster or McKinney-Vento, and those would be the students experiencing homelessness. So you can see the totals by school, and you can also see them at the bottom. Next slide, please. The next spreadsheet illustrates the improvement of violations from the 2022-23 school year at this time and the last 4 months of this current school year from August to the end of November. The green represents a decrease in the incidence of incidents for grade, gender, and ethnicity, race, while the yellow indicates that there are still slight increases that we need to begin to work on. The red are the areas of focus that need our immediate attention and the implementation of best practices and interventions. Overall, it looks like we are headed in the right direction, and our sites are working diligently to focus on specific students and frequent behaviors. So you'll see that some of the behaviors that we need to work on are defiance disruption in the classroom and on campus, as well as an uptick in nicotine and tobacco use. Next slide, please. This graph shows the violations with the highest number in the district as of the 2022-23 school year, and this current school year, you'll see on the left is 22, and then you'll see on the right side, that's going to be your 23. It compares both years, showing that we have a decrease in fighting, the use of profanity, obscenities, and having drug paraphernalia on campus. It does, on the other hand, show a slight increase in, like I said, disruptive defiance and students creating a hostile educational environment. So we still, again, have to work on the behaviors with decreasing the defiance, but in those other areas, we have seen a decrease. Next slide, please. This next graph is another one displaying the decline of some of our top behaviors, which can be attributed to schools creating a more positive environment for students and staff, the addition of our mental health clinicians and single and group counseling sessions, consultants providing services to targeted groups, and being intentional about establishing positive relationships with students. So you can see that these numbers continuously go down from month to month. Next slide, please. This displays the current suspension data from August through November. We have had a decline in 3 of our 9 schools. 5 of our schools have maintained or had a little increase to pay attention to. One of our sites has some behaviors, but we're taking a look at how to decrease those suspensions and increase interventions for students. A few assistant principals also sit on the committee with Rachel Storch in our office, fine-tuning the PBIS matrix, which is also an opportunity to talk about behaviors and how we address them looking at the whole child. And there will be more conversation happening in the future on how we calibrate suspensions. So we are meeting and having cooperative conversations about this. Next slide, please.
And just real quick, before we move on to the next slide, I think it's just important to note too, that, as a result, we're always kind of looking for ways to reduce suspensions itself, but also not falsifying our data that says if students who need to be suspended, whether it's drugs or things like that, or some serious injuries. And so you can see even at Silverado High School, 1 point of data doesn't indicate we're going in a wrong direction. It points to saying what we have to do is take a closer look at, are they the right suspensions? And that is really the trick and the goal of it, to make sure we're pairing up the numerical data with the analytical piece of it too, and trying to understand at a much deeper level. So absolutely don't want anybody to walk away saying these weren't the right suspensions. It's something for us to absolutely look at. But data points over just a couple of months doesn't indicate we've got a systemic problem. So. please.
And speaking to that, this next slide shows the amazing growth that we've had over the course of the first 4 months of the school year, where we have seen a decline in the number of suspensions per month. So even though we just talked about Silverado having a high number of suspension, you can see over from August to November, they has decreased. So they are decreasing per month. 6 of our in-person sites have been utilizing best practices, interventions, and relationship building to assist with creating a school campus built on positive culture. Conversely, our 3 middle schools have seen an increase in behaviors, particularly in November. While this may seem negative, it is also not uncommon for sites to start seeing violations during an increase closer to holidays and breaks. So school administration worked together and continued to support students on campus alongside teachers, counselors, mental health clinicians, campus security and campus assistants, and family engagement liaisons who keep the line of communications open between the school and the home. Next slide, please. This slide is a picture of the number of suspensions we have had since the beginning of the school year until November 30th, breaking down the number of students and the days lost by school site. While the start of the school year might have been rough, we see a nice decline in the number of suspensions as we get closer into October and November. Again, we see that middle schools are the schools displaying an increase in behavior, but student services is looking very closely at suspensions on a daily basis and having conversations with administrations regarding violations, days suspended, and interventions. As a result, we have been seeing more interventions being done at the school sites and more conversations being had regarding calibration of suspensions to further equitable practices. Overall, we are proud of the shift in our data and it's moving in a positive direction. Next slide, please. And the last slide, we talked about the lost number of days due to students being suspended, but this chart will show you per ethnicity. So it shows you the days missed per ethnicity, showing we still may have a disproportionality in suspensions of our African American students, but there has been some progress in decreasing that number. Next slide, please. This slide is a comparison chart between last school year and this school year in regards to the disproportionality of suspensions by ethnicity. As you can see, there has been growth from one year to the next, illustrating our school sites are putting more interventions in place prior to suspending students, and we are suspending students for less days now. After speaking with site administrators, it is evident they are coming up with more creative ways to tackle behaviors, being preventative and providing interventions. Student services will continue to work with sites so that we see this progress going forward. Next slide, please. This last chart of the presentation drills down into comparing 22-23 school year data with 23-24 school year data as it pertains to the dispositions for the various education codes. You will see all the green areas which highlight the positive decline from the previous year. The yellow highlights a slight increase from the 2023-23 school year, and the red areas are where we saw great increases in those dispositions, mainly displaying the need to continue the work with building relationships, being intentional and targeted with interventions, providing prevention strategies, and calling upon all staff members and our consultants to aid in the work. Next slide, please. So these are our disproportionate student groups. You'll see that our African American students, they are 18% of our population here in the district, but they are being suspended at a rate of 41% of the 18%. There's students who are of multiple ethnicities. They are 5% of our district, but they are nearly suspended at 7%. Our Native American students are 0.2% of our district, but they're being suspended at nearly 0.5% of our suspensions. And really, those are good groups that we can actually tackle and make sure that we are increasing those numbers from negative to the positive. And then students with disabilities, the African Americans make up about 19% of special education here in the district, but they're being suspended at 44% of suspensions. And then we also have our students, again, of multiple ethnicities. They are 5% of our students with disabilities, but they are being suspended at 8% of that 5. So again, we have work to do, but we are, again, in the charts, you will see that we are going in a positive direction with those suspensions. Next slide, please. Bright spots. So 3 of our 4 high schools sites have decreased in their number of suspensions. Middle schools have maintained their number of suspensions from the previous year. 6 of 9 have saw a decrease in suspensions in November. Overall physical aggression, controlled substance use, and the disruption are declining, even though it's still one of our heaviest spots. They are declining. And then overall, the number of incidents of Black and Hispanic students has declined since the previous year, and 2 or more of the most frequent education code violations. So again, there is some growth going here forward. Next slide, please. And here's all the work that we are doing. So we have created a security handbook along with a great committee of security staff, CSEA, as well as one of our consultants in the district, as well as APs. So we have a great committee going. Discipline Matrix Handbook revisions are being made at this time. And actually OCR sits on the committee with Rachel Storch and some APs that are actually doing that work. Monthly equity committee meetings, we have those. They have started back for the school year. Monthly superintendent student advisory committee meetings where we get to hear from the students and what's really happening at campus and really just tackling how they're feeling and what we can do to improve. Monthly student services parent guardian meetings. So that's something that we're doing is we're having monthly meetings that are targeted to a specific topic with our parents every month. Monthly community forums. So we have had numerous community forums, but we are starting one monthly again with our NAACP as well as our NCNW family here. Corrective action plan revisions. We had our inaugural district African American Parent Advisory Committee meeting, which was fantastic and it was widely attended, over 100 participants, and we were in the newspaper. Thank you. We have a security consultant who provides professional development for our security staff members. We have professional development for our classified and certificated members. Monthly focus with discipline and attendance data for site admin and their PBIS teams. They do their panoramic surveys that also provide us a staff, student, and parent voice. And then lastly, we have our tiered fidelity inventory, which really shows us also what the school climate and culture is like at each school campus. So lots of work being done, and I wanted to end with this on the next slide, please. Do the best you can until you know better, and then when you know better, we have to do better. Thank you.
Amen. Thank you, Tiffany.
Nice job. Thank you. Nice job.
Any questions? Am I good?
Any questions, board members?
Nope.
Thank you. Good job. All right, we'll move into the public comment section of our meeting. We'll start with 8.1, the Superintendent Student Advisory Council report. And we have 2 students, or do we have more from Victor?
Just 2 from Victor.
All right, our 2 students. I got to meet both of them this month.
For high school, they are great. They've attended every meeting. They very rarely have anything to say. They're pretty shy. But it's great to have them on the committee, and they really add a lot of value and input, to everything. So.
Hi, thank you. Hello there. Oh, thank you.
So we'll hear from Kyron and Kayla.
Good evening. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kayla Thomas.
My name is Kyron Harrison. We are part of the Victor Valley School Committee. We would like to thank our school staff members for picking us to be the students who represent our school. We are so honored for this opportunity, and it keeps us very involved in our school campus.
In our last meeting, our principal sat with us and we shared what we thought about how our school year has been going. Some comments included that while the school year has been started off well, there are areas that could be better. The topics of bathroom cleanliness, security, drug use, and bathroom policy came into discussion. We talked about ways we see these as problems and for ways us as students at the school to try to solve them.
We talked about the importance of mental health and how much it can affect our students on our campuses. Once a month, we and all our other schools from the district meet up to talk about the ways we can improve our campus. And slowly but surely, we are making sure our schools are becoming better and safer environment every meeting.
Thank you for hearing how our last meeting went. Have an amazing day.
We have two Lorea Lions. If we could have Kensley and Marina come up and tell us about Lorea.
Good evening. My name is Kensley Russell, and
I'm Marina Barba.
we are ASB students from Lorea Middle School, and we'd like to share with you some of our news and upcoming events. On November 28th, we held our very first skate night of the year at Holiday Skate. Students had a blast skating with staff. Even Principal Williams joined us in the skating fun. On December 9th, ASB hosted our Winter Wonderland Dance. It was a total success with over 140 students in attendance.
Last week, our basketball tryouts started, and we are excited to announce our very first Lorea Lions girls and boys basketball team. The first game is a home game on January 23rd against Mesa Linda.
School Site Council has successfully added a copy machine for teacher use to ensure those who need copies can have them made. They've also restricted entryways to student bathrooms to ensure student safety. Each and every morning meeting since September has been a good point of conversation and coming together to ensure everyone was on the same page. School Site Council is still in their first year, but SPSA and safety plan has been put into place. They are diligently working on ensuring that all parties feel heard and everyone has a voice. As our second semester is rolling around, there are plans to update the gym for the upcoming basketball season and continue making changes as they are necessary.
Lorea is having our first PBIS celebration. Students that have 0 absences, tardies, OC visits, or suspensions. These students will be invited to a movie and hot cocoa to celebrate their positive behavior and its impact on our campus.
Bullying awareness just wrapped up its 6th week of group therapy as an intervention to support a no bullying safe school zone and bring awareness to ways to implement stopping and preventing bullying on campus. Next group will be the Healthy Relationships group to build and reinforce positive relationships between friends, family, and staff. This is one of the ways we will address the feedback received from our very first student survey. The Wellness Center, The Cave, will have its grand opening on January 9th, 2024.
Tomorrow is our first ever hot cocoa with Joe. All parents and students are invited to a cocoa bar, complete with delicious toppings, before school on Friday, December 15th in room A3. This week is our 3rd Spirit Week. We are showing our school spirit with days like Mad About Plaid, Tree Topper Day, and Crazy Sock Day. In January, ASB will be hosting a rock, paper, scissors tournament for the students and staff to compete in. There will ultimately be one winner that wins the bragging rights and a prize. We have a few of our December calendars to share with the board today if you would like one. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Lorea Lions, thank you. We have a Silverado Hawk to come and present to us. Angelique Jimenez.
Hi, sweetie. Thank you.
Good job.
Good evening, VVUHSD board members, students, teachers, staff, and guests. My name is Angelique Jimenez Villanueva. I'm a senior at Silverado High School and a member of our Link Crew Freshman Mentorship Program, and also your varsity cheer captain. I would like to update you about some of the amazing things that happening at Silverado High School. During the second week of November, our ASB and mental health clinicians, Miss Naira and Miss Linda, hosted a week wellness event. Throughout this week, students were invited to play 2 different campus-wide games and search for their emojis amongst strangers, and then ended the week playing rock, paper, scissors, shoot on campus-wide, and collecting prizes along the way. It was a really cool experience and a way to reach out to other people around campus without the awkwardness. We also had the option to color, drink hot cocoa, and make friendship bracelets during a few lunchtimes. All in all, the week was all in all, the week was something we can't wait to do again. We are really proud of our Lady Hawks tennis team. We have a phenomenal season and made it all the way to semifinals in their division. Our Lady Hawk basketball team is off to a great start and just took first place in the Wilson's tournament during the first week of December as well. I would also like to give a shout out to our California Scholarship Federation Club. They recently certified 102 eligible members for the spring 2023 semester. This is a huge growth, and we are all excited to see how many of our members reached lifetime status during next spring. In other club news, our Mecha Hispanic Heritage Club traveled down to the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles on Monday and dropped off 220 donation items to the teens hospitalized over the holiday break. Donations came from staff, students, and our community members. Our Mencha members had the opportunity to visit the hospital, deliver the items, spend some time connecting with their heritage and others around the program. Our arts program has been very busy this month. Our Silverado Drama Department put on 3 remarkable evening shows last week with a stage adaptation redemption of A Christmas Carol. The cast of 53 students worked tirelessly both on stage and backstage for months and recently brought the holiday spirit to campus. And while I am here speaking with all of you today, some of our outstanding artists are back in the Performing Arts Center right now presenting their artwork at our final art show of this semester. We are all looking forward to the restful break, and the next couple of weeks we are excited for what next semester brings. We have our annual Hawks Got Talent show taking place on Friday, January 12th, and then has become a tradition from Silverado with over 100 students participating. We will host our annual Powder Puff football game on Friday, January 26th, complete with a halftime show and crowning of our winter formal king and queen. We would love it if you came to join us for the evening to celebrate. I would like to thank you for your guys' time and continued support as I pass out VIP tickets.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Angelique. While she does that, if we could have our Hook Wranglers come up, that would be Stella, Lillian, and Ariel.
I'm sorry.
You did a great job. Thank you very much. Thank you. How are you?
Thank you. Appreciate that. There we go. Hey guys, hi there. Oh, I know who that is.
Hi, how are you? Hi. How you doing? How are you, sweetie?
Welcome, Ryan.
People are shaking.
Welcome.
Only sick.
Oh, yeah.
Hello everyone, thank you for having us. Today we want to discuss some of the different things that our ASB has done at Hook Junior High School. As you know, the ASB class is an integral part of a healthy campus culture and the beginning of bonds between students and staff. In our class, we prioritize the joy and safety of our students. We put on 2 successful dances for our students and are currently planning a winter formal for January 2024. But we didn't end there. We collaborated with our AYA program to put on an amazing Grinch paint night with cultural foods donated by our ASB students' family and our advisor herself, Ms. Kapelos.
We have done Friday lunch activities to keep our students engaged, interested, and giving them pathways to form social bonds with one another. We've also held several fundraisers to keep our ASB class sustained and have begun implementing and supporting various clubs at our school, including, but not limited to, Performing Arts Club, Yearbook, Photography Club, and Christian Club. We have so many clubs coming 2024, including our debut of the Multicultural Club. Our Performing Arts Club also put on their play of The Grinchmas. Currently, we have our 10 days of holiday giving going on, where students dress for Spirit Day and are given the option to bring items like shampoo, socks, canned food, and etc. For our ASB to donate to Sober Living, the homeless shelter, and our personal wellness closet for our students. Today, we hosted Fill Your Cup Day. Students were asked to bring in cups, and we had fill stations around campus, which included hot cocoa, champorado, apple cider, and more. We sold over 600 cups of hot cocoa today during A and B lunch.
Tomorrow, we are asking students to donate toothbrushes, and our office is open for any donations related to this important cause. We also hosted a sugar cookie decorating day, and students had so much fun together. We look forward to all our future events like our 8th grade dance and 7th grade field day. We hope you're all excited as we are to finish off this 2023 to 2024 school year just as strong as we started it. Thank you and happy holidays.
Nice job, Wranglers. We have another jackrabbit in the house. Would Kayla come and give us their report? Kayla.
Good evening, members of the board, administration, family, and friends. My name is Kayla Thomas, and I'm the ASB Executive President. Since our last meeting, Victor Valley High School has sponsored many new activities on our campus. Our honor roll students were honored in a new evening ceremony. Parents and students from grades 10 to 12 were invited for an evening of awards where students were giving certificates, academic letters, top 10 patches, and even raffle prizes. We look forward to honoring our first semester academic honor students this coming January. We held our first ever school-wide talent show in our Performing Arts Center. This evening event showcased students who auditioned for and then performed in our talent show themed Jack's Got Talent. Our winner, Issa Martinez, performed an original song while he played his keyboard. It's amazing how talented our Jackrabbits are. Speaking of talent, our outstanding theater department just finished this season's Night on Broadway shows. These performances are extra special because they include performances from VVHS theater alumni. This spring, our theater department will be bringing Mean Girls to the stage. Every Wednesday, we wear pink in support of Ms. Nocera and her theater rock stars. Our fall sports season ended and our winter sports has begun. Our basketball, soccer, cheer, and wrestling programs are all in high gear, pushing towards another outstanding season. Our wrestling team and varsity cheer team have started out strong with wins in recent tournaments and competitions. Our basketball and soccer teams will be participating in tournaments over our winter break, and we look forward to hearing about their successes. Tomorrow is the end of our semester, and with it comes our Winter Wonderland Club Festival. All students will be able to participate in this fun event. Each club and athletic program will host a game for students to play. We will also have music, performances, food trucks, and even a winter maze. Please accept our invitation to join us tomorrow afternoon on the softball fields to celebrate this end of the first semester.
Thank you, Kayla. We would like to invite the Sims Cougar Hubert to come up and tell us about your school.
Thank you.
smile too much.
Sashimi. They say thank you in Chinese.
Good evening, board members. My name is Hubert Hong, representative of Sims. For our first section, we had a CPR training. So basically, the senior transition classes were CPR and first aid certified on November 7th. We would like to thank Leslie Pickett for working with our teachers in order to make this happen. Blood drive. ASB hosted a blood drive on November 14th. This was our most successful blood drive in school history. We had a wonderful community and staff support us for this event. Our next blood drive is in April, and hopefully we'll be getting the same results. Drama performed alibis on November 15th and 16th. The house was packed each night. They are excited to do the performance of Sweeney Todd using the new sound equipment that hopefully will be installed. Link Crew. For those of you who don't know, Link Crew is a subsection of ASB. Basically, they handle all the middle school production while ASB handles the high school production. Link Crew provided the middle school students with the movie night on November 28th. They decorated on December 7th and sold out holiday grams. Toy Drive. ASB sponsored 12 Spirit Days for the students to participate in before winter break. ASB partnered with the Greater Hope for our annual Toy Drive. This Toy Drive provides toys for foster youth in the high desert. Avid participated in this as well, called Operation Christmas Angel this year. Many students participated in filling a shoebox of toys to be sent to needy children across the United States. And last but not least, our athletics. Winter sports have started, and the basketball and soccer teams have participated in this tournament. And our league games will be starting January 2nd, so I hope to see you all there. Thank you for your time, board members.
Thank you.
Oh, quick, hold on. We have a question, Mr. Barrows.
Hey, Hubert, that's a great thing, the senior transition class, they did a CPR first aid
Yes, sir.
certification. Now, do you guys have plans to do that more widespread throughout the whole school? Because it's something that, well, the schools don't offer anymore.
That's
And
true.
it's such an important thing. Every adult, every child should know these things, because when somebody has a problem, they can't just sit and wait for 911 to show up.
You're right, Mr. Barrows. I'll be there to save you, don't worry.
I'll be next to you. I know how to do that. I can honestly say I had to do it one time, and it was really scary. Yeah.
Oh, you can't do it on yourself. You need Hubert to be with you.
Okay, you'll take the light stuff. I'll take the heavy ones.
Okay.
Sheshini.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We have two Mustangs here to visit us from Options for Youth. We have Jayla and Anna.
Well, look at her hat. Got a little hat on. Mustangs.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming.
Mustangs.
Hello everyone tonight. I'm Jayla.
I'm Anna.
And we are proud Mustangs from Options for Youth. We are pleased to provide you with an update on recent success and achievements of our school in the past few months. It is with great enthusiasm that I report on our successful back-to-school night events, sports sessions, or seasons, in volleyball and basketball, extracurricular activities, and various exciting field trips. Back-to-school night was held in August through September. We're rounding success. We saw a remarkable turnout of parents and guardians demonstrating unwavering support for our school. The event allowed our school community to come together, fostering a sense of unity and collaborations of teachers, staff, and administrators had the opportunity to engage with parents and discuss our curricular field students, activities, field trip student activities, good parent and student feedback through our LCAP surveys and discuss goals for our sites. Our school's sports team, both in volleyball and basketball, have had a remarkable season. Our student athletes have demonstrated profound dedication and achievements. Our garden group at Victor Valley 4 students are encouraged in both brainstorm and plant. The brainstorming portion includes coming up with ideas for a small plot besides our center soon. Our associated student body, Mustangs ASB, participated for another successful Victor Valley City Fall Festival. Our Mustangs hosted a free arts and crafts booth for children attending the event. ASB also coordinated a season-themed Spirit Week and worked diligently on our school's fall Stangcella dance on October 27th. The entire region will also be hosting a blood drive with live stream blood bank on October 26th and inviting friends and families to join. Field trips this semester have been up and running and getting our Mustangs out to explore from single-day trips to overnight trips. Mustangs have had the opportunity to visit Olvera Street in Los Angeles before going to watch Tacos LA Brooklyn, put on by the Latino Theater Company at LATC, and had an opportunity for a Q&A with the actors. Off-rail trips to Boston College Tour, CSUSB, and Redlands of University, OSFY Stadium, and the Latino Theater have both students and educators looking forward to our adventures yet to come. Our commitment continues to provide well-rounded educational experiences to our students, extended learning beyond the classroom, offering students unique opportunities and experiences.
ASB participated in both Hesperia Days Parade and the Christmas Parade, showing school spirit and sharing our spirit with the community. The career fair was a big hit. So many students were grateful they were able to see how many paths they could possibly take. The trunk and treat this year was amazing. ASB participated in making kids of all ages happy. Socktober, the canned food drive, and the toy drive all did very good thanks to our wonderful students. We had our winter 2023 graduation, and us, the fellow students and staff, are incredibly proud of all of our students who graduated, and we can't wait to see what they do with their career and their life. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have a University Prep Jaguar, Abrar. Would you come and share with us?
Good evening, Trust Board members, staff, and union reps. I want to start by talking about the things we did over the last months. First of all, I want to talk about our Spanish club. They successfully hosted a vibrant Spanish dance, fostering a sense of community and showing the Spanish culture all around the school to all the students. And then second off, I want to talk about the drama department. They actually stayed a performance of the Diary of Anne Frank. It almost went for a whole week. And me as a student, I love that. It was a lot to learn. And as we talk about ASB, right now ASB is organizing a holiday decorating door contest, and we're offering prize for clubs to win some cash prizes so we can help the clubs make some money. And additionally, we usually have Fall Fest during this month or on November, but we switched it to January, and we're going to call the Fall Festival New Year's Bash. And then along with the preparation of New Year's Bash, we also going to work on Winter Formal, which is going to be held in February. And we are getting things ready, so hopefully we'll have an enjoyable Winter Formal. And then this current week was finals week, so we wanted to do something good for the students. So ASB, along with Link Crew, offered lunchtime activities to help students decompress from the stress. And it was a lot of fun. Finally ended. And in athletics, our cross-country team and girl volleyball team competed in CIF, and then currently girls and boys soccer teams are on their way, and they're playing, and the basketball teams too. And these last 2 weeks has been really hectic for the whole music department. We had concerts, all the strings concerts, choir concerts, and then band concerts. And as a student of wind ensemble myself, it was really bad. And we got it through. It was a successful concert. We have a lot of fun. Our marching band, while we were practicing for our bands, our marching band had to practice for the parades. We had 2 parades this year. It was a really fun parade. We had a lot of fun. While working on the parades, we were also working on auditioning for Disneyland parade, and we made it actually. And I want to thank So we made it, and I want to thank the district so much for paying for all of our expenses for the parade. So we'll be representing our school on February 26th, I believe. So thank you very much for the district for that. And I know we're over here to talk about our school and all that, but I want to thank a person in my school who I feel really, really close with. He's in the audience with us today, and that's Dr. Elder right there. He's a union rep for our school. I made a small paragraph for him, so I'll read it out right here. So I'll just read what I said. I know we're here to talk about things that have been going on in our school, but I want to talk about this one teacher who has been inspirational to me, a teacher who I feel close with in school. I feel like he needs more respect than he already does. His name is Dr. Elder. He's a union rep for my school. I'm pretty sure he's watching the meeting right now. Right? Honestly, I want to become a doctor when I grow up. I want to become a dentist. Dr. Elder is the one person who always tells me what to do, how to become a doctor and everything. So I really, really appreciate him so much. He's one of my best friends. I love being in his class. And as a senior myself, I've been in his class for 2 years now. I love him so much. So he deserves the respect. And then I want to end my speech by shouting out my advisor for ASB, who always makes things happen, who always sends me over here to tell everything. And she's probably watching it. Her name is Mrs. Hill. And so thank you very much. That's going to be it for me.
Thank you. Dr. Elder, congratulations for inspiring such a wonderful young man.
You bet. How are you doing?
And our last student comes from Atalanta. We have a saint in the house. Would Abraham come and tell us about your site?
Give me 1 second, please.
Sure.
Did you get a bottle?
Thank you.
Just wanted to make sure.
Hi, Abraham. How are you? I'm doing great. Thank you. Thank you for being here.
How you doing, young man? Okay. Thank you.
So really quick before I get started, on behalf of one of our staff members, Mrs. Pineda, I would like to present Mr. Hinojos with a quick little gift for Christmas. So.
Thanks. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, so to get started, I would like to point out our spotlight events for the months of November to December. To begin, we started off with our Little Saints Preschool. Our Little Saints Preschool has officially opened once again, and our families could not be happy for its presence on our campus. The program recently got an upgrade. The Little Saints Preschool now has a mural and new playground. Our mural is themed to go along with our Saint mascot. We look forward to seeing the smiling faces of our preschoolers as they enjoy the outdoor space. Next, we have our winter music concerts. Music held 2 of its winter concerts early this December. There are 2 separate performances. One on December 5th, which was guitar, and the other was on December 7th, which was performed by choir, guitar, and band, which was performed alongside one of our feeder middle schools, Melva Davis. Next, we have our themed basketball game. Our holiday themed basketball game was a huge success. At halftime, we had a performance by a wonderful dance and cheer team. There was a special dance performed by Santa, a Christmas tree, gingerbread man, and snowman. The Adelanto boys took the win. Up next, we had the Adelanto Christmas Parade. Hopefully, you took the time to come out and support AHS performances out here at the Adelanto Stadium on December 9th. Mrs. Purcell had the honor of coming out in the parade as our Grand Marshal. Our school color guard dance and band also performed out at the stadium, so we hope you enjoyed the hard work payoff of a great holiday performance. Next, we had our holiday movie night. Holiday movie night was an enjoyable night for our students. All students were invited to attend, and it was free for all students. Students used the 5-star app to RSVP. Each student did ornament, cookie, and stocking decorating. The night ended with the holiday movie The Grinch. Overall, our students had a fun night and created new memories. Next is Heritage. Our Heritage program has been visiting many college campuses the past couple of months. Recently, they attended UC Riverside and Cal State Dominguez Hills. In addition, they had a guest speaker, Ta Allah, as he motivated students to be their best. Next, we also had AVID. Those participating in the AVID program were offered the opportunity to tour colleges to feel the college experience. Our last field trip was on November 9th, followed to a trip to the University of Redlands and the University of Laverne. Also, we had Legacy. Our Legacy program has been visiting many college campuses the past couple of months. Recently, they attended Cal State Fullerton and Cal State LA. Visiting these colleges teaches them what to expect once they attend. In addition, they have been hosting guest speakers where all Legacy students are invited to attend. And that is it for Alabanza High.
Thank you.
Hope everybody has a good evening and a good night.
Thank you, Abraham. We will now move to our public comment section. Mr. Coles, would you read the guidelines?
If you wish to address the board on any topic, including any item on the agenda, please submit your comments to the board president by completing a request to address the board card prior to the meeting and submitting it to the assistant to the superintendent. The president will recognize those who desire to speak either during the public comment section or agenda before the particular agenda item. Each speaker should move quickly to the microphone and announce your name before beginning your presentation. Meetings are taped for later transcription. Each speaker is allocated a maximum of 3 minutes. The president may choose to limit each topic to 10, no more than 20 minutes, if substantial numbers of people wish to address the board on one topic. Testimony should be brief and to the point. Speakers should not repeat testimony already presented. Board action may not legally be taken on any item not specifically listed on the agenda. The board may ask that such items be placed on the next agenda for consideration. Testimony is not protected from damage claims for slander. Public charges or allegations may result in legal action being brought by those individuals. The board values constructive community comments and suggestions, and it welcomes your participation in the democratic process.
All right, our first speaker, Mr. Campbell.
Thank you. Good evening, board. Good evening, Superintendent Carl Coles. Good to see you. Heather, Dr. Yee, union reps, community, everybody. I just wanted to say, basically, I just wanted to take a quick moment just to kind of share a quick update. Our last meeting, we kind of requested as a group, as a body, as a community to kind of meet with the superintendent. So I think we had a good meeting. We had several members from the community to come out. We're going to continue to meet once a month, which I'm extremely thrilled about. I want to say in 22, when I first came here to the first meeting, you know, I made a promise. To me, I just believe, as my dad told me a long time ago, who's 89, a man is only as good as his word. Mm-hmm. And if your word is not good, then your credibility is not good. And so when you say something, you should stand by it. And so, you know, we've done everything. I've done everything on my part to keep my word by coming to every meeting. And every meeting that I have not been able to come to, I've had NAACP representation because it's conflicted with our normal meeting. And so with that being said, I just want to say one thing. It's really not about the title, you know, but what it's about is it's about the person that's doing the work that we need to do, or the community that's doing the work. So I just want to say that it takes all of us. We have to show up to blow up. That's why we sit here, because we care, right? And we're proud to be a part of this community and to make a difference. And we just want to say that we see you guys, board members, Dr. Yee. I didn't get the chance to say thank you when we did our Black Excellence August the 27th. And you guys had tables and we had students that we celebrated that are going through issues and things like that. So I just wanted to highlight that because you came up on a day from down the hill on a weekend day, and I just wanted to let you know how much that meant to us as an organization and as a community that we see you. And so, yeah, with that being said, that's all I want to say. And I wanted to say good job to Ms. Hampton because we also attended that event as well with the Parent Advisory Board. And I just want to say she did a phenomenal job, and we're looking forward to participating with that too. And the Mustangs did a good job too last night. We attended that graduation as well. So we're just proud not to just, basically just watch the actions. I think our action speaks louder than words. And so that's what we're trying to do as a community, is speak loudly with our actions to support our students to make a difference, because that's what I think is going to bring up those stats. So thank you guys for the time. I appreciate it.
Thank you. And our last speaker, Stephanie Wilson.
I want to say thank you to all of you who give up your time and you come in and you make our district work in a way that I can just deal with, does the key to the bathroom open? And really, our district is running better than I think it has in a long time. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your effort. Thank you for those who have fought so hard. And I come to you with what may seem like a really petty thing, but I don't want to lose what's important because of the urgent and the necessary. Back way before I entered this district, and you guys know it, there was a hard-fought time to have the day between semesters as a day for teacher grading. It's the only day of the year that we're paid to grade. It was sacred time, special time. And I understand that there are some people that talk to kids one at a time and go to the bathroom whenever they want, and they have stuff that they have to do, and there's things that have to happen. However, that reflection, that interaction, where you are actually reflecting on each student and making sure that you're accurate, that you're specific, that it's the professional decision that needs to be made in the most fair way possible. Now we have to do it in a rush. I don't think it's fair. As teachers, I think sometimes we're like chefs, great ones, awesome ones, but we're still only as good as our last meal. And I'm asking for the time to make sure that we can do it well and do it right with planning and preparation. And please make sure that there's no teacher meetings rushed in on that day. I understand counselors need to have their time, things need to roll over, everything needs to work, and we're one team. But please don't lose the importance of teacher grading time. Thank you.
Thank you. This time, item 9.1, the VBTA report. Jennifer Lovelace.
Okay, so Mike Mayo is not here, obviously, so I'm going to read some notes that he left for me to read to you. Good evening, Board of Trustees and Cabinet. We begin tonight in honoring our Victor Valley Union High School District Board of Trustees. January is dedicated as a time to hardworking school board members, so let us recognize and appreciate the indispensable role of school boards in shaping the future of our children and our community. Through collaboration and active listening, school boards create a foundation for educational excellence, ensuring that our schools are not just places of learning, but vibrant hubs that reflect the collective spirit of our community. As we move forward, VVTA looks forward to open communication with you, and we thank you for your resolve in putting into practice resolutions for more equity like heritage, legacy, and community schools. Please receive these gifts from VVTA as our recognition of the difficult work and decisions you must make. Those were the ones that were in the chairs, by the way. Those were from us.
Thank you.
In the spirit of the holidays, VVTA also thanks the superintendent and cabinet for your open communication and decision to work closely with our association to resolve issues honestly. Please receive these gifts from VVTA as our recognition of your true collaboration with us. We appreciate your inviting the association presidents to the CSBA conference, allowing us to engage more personally with one another. The sessions offered some good ideas on how we can rethink curriculums and engage our kids, granting them the opportunity to recognize that they can become successful according to their own desires. Our VVTA negotiation team looks forward to meeting with VVUHSD's negotiation team, and we recognize the concerns we have heard from the district about the potential drop next year in the COLA increase from nearly 4% to about 1%. This will require some very real discussions at the table. Nevertheless, please recall that over the 5 prior years, our reserves for each of those years were well above 10%, let alone the state mandated 3%. For instance, just last year, we ended with over a 20% reserve. At this point, let's take a deep breath and relax for a much-needed break for everyone. VVTA will continue to work closely with the board, administration, and CSEA for the betterment of our students. Thank you and have a good night, and happy holidays, and have a safe new year from me.
Thank you. Hey, Tanya, would you give the CSEA report?
Greetings, board members and cabinet. I'm Tanya Martin, CSEA president. Since our last board meetings, we've had 2 productive negotiation sessions with the district, fostering great collaboration. We're grateful for the ongoing support and cooperation from the district. Our CSEA elections have concluded, maintaining our e-board with 1 additional, Ms. Vakia McCampbell. Congratulations to Stephanie Felix, a crucial member of our team, for her well-earned victory. This week, our Sunshine Committee hosted a delightful end-of-the-year holiday luncheon, treating our members to pizza and nothing but bundt cake. We also brought a cake for you all to enjoy. Wishing everyone a joyous celebrations and a wonderful break. Thank you for your continued support. Good night.
Thank you, Tanya. All right, board, we're on 10.1 consent items, which includes everything from 10.2 to 13.2. I'll entertain a motion in second.
So moved.
Second.
Jose and Barbara. Okay, any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, that passes unanimously. Okay, item 14.1, CSBA Delegate Assembly Nomination. I would like to nominate Barbara.
Second.
Barbara, are you willing to carry on the torch with that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
definitely.
that was seconded by Rosie. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, that passes unanimously. Item 15.1, we have a joint use agreement with the City of Victorville. Mike, would you like to speak to that?
Oh, that's me.
Oh, I'm sorry. It said Mike up there.
Okay.
One of you.
Okay, so this is a request for approval for a joint use agreement between the district and the City of Victorville for our former Goodwill Education School site located at 15733 First Street in Victorville, California. The City of Victorville will use the site as an animal shelter. This agreement will commence on, if approved tonight, this agreement will commence on December 18th, 2023 for a term of 5 years ending on December 17th, 2028. The city will be responsible for all maintenance, alterations, and utilities of the property. The city will provide the district with proof of appropriate commercial general liability insurance and automobile policies. Article 15 of this agreement allows for alterations and improvements with prior written approval from the Board of Trustees. So also attached to this agenda tonight is a list of improvements that they have proposed. So approving this item will approve both the joint use agreement and the improvements. And so the city will pay the district $4,000 per month for the life of this joint use agreement.
The city will pay the district.
The city will pay the district $4,000 per month.
All right. I'll
So it's
entertain.
until December 28th?
Yes, for 5 years in
5
December.
years?
December 2028.
Okay.
Any other questions? All right, I'll entertain a motion in a second.
So moved.
Second.
Jose and Barbara. She keeps beating you out, Rosie. She's fast over here. All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, that passes unanimously. Did I hear an aye?
Yes, I should have to thank you on that, because not only are we not
putting money into it, but we're getting money back from it now. And it has run down quite a bit over the last few years. They're responsible for fixing it up, so thank you. Great job.
Did we get everything out of there? Huh?
There wasn't much
Yeah?
in there, Barbara.
We did? There's no animals in there, is there?
They're going to be soon.
There's gonna be some other animals.
Yeah. I'd hate to be the guy that hammers into one of those walls. That's some serious.
At least it didn't get burned, for sure.
Oh, gosh. Oh, that
goodness.
brings back bad memories.
Torture places.
All right, item 15.2, the first interim financial report. And Shanti, this is your section.
Good evening, Board of Trustees, Executive Cabinet, Association Presidents, and audience. So once we get going here, I will present the first interim budget update. Okay, next slide. Board of Trustees, Cabinet, you guys have a folder in front of you that includes both the presentation and the backup data for the presentation. We'll be sure to provide Mike Mayo with his folder upon our return. First, I just want to jump into what assumptions we used in the preparation of this budget update. So for 23-24 current year, our cost of living adjustment, or COLA, is at 8.22%. Current enrollment, as of our CalPADS date in October, was 11,560. Projected enrollment that is used in these projections at P2 is 11,450. Our ADA is projected at 90%, or 10,305. And another important assumption that we use in the preparation of this document is that Prop 98 will be fully funded. Proposition 98 funds the education budget in the state of California. Next slide. So the COLA, as I mentioned, in the current year, it was 8.22%. I also want to talk about the COLAs that we used in the 2 subsequent years, and that flow into the projection and gives us the numbers. So for this current year, that 8.22% gave us a little bit over $13.2 million. For 24-25, as we spoke about earlier, we did adjust the projected COLA to 1.25%. That 1.25% will give the district $2.1 million. For the year 25-26, the COLA is currently still projected at 3.29%, or $5.7 million about. Next slide. Enrollment in ADA. So as mentioned, our actual enrollment for this current year is about 11,600, projected at 11,450 at P2. The reason we discuss the P2 enrollment numbers, because our ADA is a factor of enrollment, and our P2 numbers are our second principal apportionment numbers. That's a reporting period. Those are the numbers that we are funded off of. So those are the numbers that count for our local control funding formula. Our UPP, or our unduplicated pupil count, came in at 80%. So this is the count for our low-income student, our low-income foster students, or English learner students. We get additional LCFF funding in the form of the supplemental and concentration grant for these students. You guys will notice that over the next 3 years, we are holding these numbers flat for the time being, but we do plan to revisit these numbers, and most likely will update them by the second interim report. Next slide. So our local control funding formula, or LCFF revenue, as it is commonly referred to, I want to just show some comparisons that has changed from our adopted budget to our first interim. So for the current year, we did have a positive increase in our projected LCFF revenue of over $770,000, and that increase was due to us updating our enrollment in our ADA to those current numbers that we see now. Last year, our enrollment was down about 250 students, and therefore our ADA was down. So as we come into first interim, we're updating these numbers at least to the amounts that were reported in October. For 24-25, at adopted budget, we were projecting nearly $173 million. But again, due to that pretty drastic cut in projected COLA from nearly 4% to just a little bit over 1%, that number has decreased to $168 million, or a change of $4.3 million. And then so that impact compounds for the next year. So then for 25-26, at adopted budget, we were projecting over $176 million, but at first interim, we're now projecting $172 million, which is a change of an additional $4.5 million. Next slide. Okay, so I know this is a very, very tiny slide that you guys can barely see, but all of those factors that we just discussed roll into this multi-year projection. And so what we really just want to illustrate, most importantly, we do anticipate ending this current year and next year at over 20% reserves. But by our third year, which is 25-26, we project that our reserve levels will be down to 4.05% roughly. Now, that big shift in our reserve levels is due to the fact that all of that one-time funding that we received as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic, those funds are expiring. And so those funds are moving out, so those expenditures from those funds are moving out of our restricted general fund and into our unrestricted general fund. So what we are representing is a true unrestricted budget, fully loaded with all of those expenditures. Next slide, please. So a little bit more about the projected reserves. So as I said, for 23-24, we project that amount to be about $63 million, or 25.08%. 24-25, we expect it to decrease to about $48 million, or a little bit over 20%. And then by our third year out, 25-26, we're expecting the reserves to go down to about $9.5 million, or a little bit over 4.05%. The chart down below shows us the change in our projected reserves from adopted, when we had the 3.94% COLA, to now where we have the 1.25% COLA. And so ultimately that change is over, for the third year out, that change is a dip of over 3.84%. So when we were preparing this data at the 3.94% COLA, we were projecting our third year out to be about 7.89%, which is a fairly comfortable range to be in. However, we will obviously continue to do our work, continue to do our due diligence, and by the time we come back for our second interim report, we'll see how things begin to flush out. Next slide, please. So we have other funds, outside of our general fund that we also just want to give an update on. So those funds include our adult education fund, nutrition services, deferred maintenance. Fund 17 is a special reserve fund that we have that the district in the past designated for textbooks. We have our building fund, which is Fund 21, and the capital facilities fund, Fund 25. Fund 25 is funded by developer fees, so all of the development that we see happening in our community, they pay fees to us, and that fund is built up from those fees. Fund 40 is our special reserve that we have for facility and capital projects. And then lastly, we do have an OPEB trust, which is a trust the district was contributing to for retiree benefits. And so the numbers you see reflected here are the numbers in that trust as of November 2023. So in total, outside of our general fund, we have about $34.9 million in other funds that we need to take into consideration. Next slide. So there are a few considerations that we all need to be keeping in mind and contemplating as we go into the remainder of this fiscal year and as we go into our second interim reporting and subsequently budget development for next year. First, the state is facing a tax revenue shortfall of $26 billion. And so that revenue shortfall directly impacts Prop 98. So as a result of that, the Prop 98 minimum guarantee actually decreased by $10 billion. So we are anxiously just awaiting to see in January what the governor's plan is regarding Prop 98 and that funding. Next, the 25-26 COLA may also be reduced from 3.29% down to about 2%. So we'll need to keep that in mind, and we'll need to be prepared to budget and plan for that in the coming months. Lastly, unrestricted deficit spending has increased substantially, will increase substantially over the next 2 years. But as I said, that increase is due to the expiration of those one-time emergency funds. So we just need to be cognizant of those shifts and what's happening, and we need to properly plan now for our future years. Next slide. So we have statutory requirements regarding this report. So interim reports provide the opportunity to reflect on budget changes since the budget adoption, and revised projections must be certified. Our financial position is a positive certification. This means the district will meet financial obligations in the current and 2 subsequent years. Next slide. So the next steps for us is for the Board of Trustees to approve a positive certification for our first interim report. And then next, we will continue to work on our review for our second interim report. Next slide. That is all I have for you tonight. Any questions?
No, Michelle, just thanks. As I've been going, and I think some of your numbers here of the deficit that the state's facing, I think may be optimistic. I think it may be even worse than what you put down here.
Well, that was only tax revenue that I put down. There's other revenue deficits, yes.
But we are anticipating even worse in the future. But thank you for preparing this and for the work that you've done. It's probably going to be tough. We know that. But thank you for preparing one. And also 3 years down the road, and I think VVTA can appreciate this, facing all these horrible things that we're looking at, we're not sitting there saying, oh, the sky is falling and we're going to go bankrupt. We're going to lose a lot. We know that. We know that. It's going to go down. But thank you for the hard work you've done in keeping us prepared. I really do appreciate that.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? All right, at this time, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So,
Rosie and Jose. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. That passes unanimously. We'll move to 16.1.
Real quick on that, on the interim budget. I think for us, I think the most important thing, and I know the associations appreciate it, it's a real budget. Right, so this numbers includes, we settled for this school year, compensation wise, and it's a very transparent process. Like Kent said, we're gonna lose some money. I think working together, we're also gonna make up some ground too. And I'm optimistic about what our P2 numbers are gonna look like, especially when we start looking at our ADA attendance and getting kids, in school. And you know what? Districts don't find themselves in fiscal troubles when they have no money. It's the decisions they make when they have money. And I think, the most important part that we need to do together is to work together in a very transparent, process, because if we do it right, what it'll do as a district, through this transparency process, we'll come out the other side of it even stronger. Yep. And lay a much stronger foundation. So, these challenges give us another opportunity, to kind of, Mr. Campbell kind of said it best, right? Just to be people of action, as opposed to, let's just be all talk, whether it's one way or another. And certainly the sky isn't falling down. I think we could be very optimistic about, where we would head as a district, even though I think the state is going to struggle here for a little bit, and we're going to feel it, but it won't last forever. And so it's a moment in time, and so those moments and times really provide us with the opportunity not to panic. And so we look forward to the months to come and the big decisions that are, awaiting us before we need to make any other moves right now. So.
I think we're in good hands to weather this storm. Thank you. All right, item 16.1, a contract with Mindset Science Solutions. Ramoni, would you like to speak to
Yes,
this?
absolutely. Thank you for the opportunity. When our district entered, I like what he actually said, so I think we're ready to approve it.
I'm trying to help you out.
I love that. Thank you. Christmas gift to me. Thanks. When our district entered into an agreement with OCR, one of the provisions of the agreement was actually to have our teachers and administrators trained on how to be more empathetic and compassionate to our students, especially our students of color. This was a direct result of our OCR finding, as you know, where our students were disproportionately suspended and also received harsher treatments than other races. So based on our research and our recommendation and working with our OCR attorneys, they brought us a company called Mindset Solutions, and we've been working with Dr. Okonofua. If you recall, Dr. Okonofua actually did our root cause analysis, which is another provision that we needed to complete as well. So what this 2-year contract will provide is actually training for our teachers and our administrators. It's going to be 2 trainings this year, 2 trainings next year as well. The administrator trainings will be in person, and we're going to have some reports to compare and contrast so that we know whether or not it is effective. And in addition, we're just looking forward to not only having this contract approved this evening, but really looking at ways in which we can support our students to be more empathetic and more compassionate. So his program's called Empathic Instruction, and I look forward to answering questions that you might have this evening.
All right. Any questions, comments? All right, Jose has moved.
Second.
And Rosie has second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. That passes unanimously. Moving on to 17.1 stipulated expulsions. I would like to separate our 2 students that are mentioned here. If I could get a motion to bifurcate or separate the 2 students into 2.
Second.
Okay, that was Kent and Barbara. So we'll deal with student 214951. That is we need a motion to expel outside of the VVUHSD district.
So moved.
That was Barbara and Rosie. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. That passes unanimously. And now student number 205693. We want to amend from a stipulated expulsion to an expulsion outside of the VVUHSD and ask our district staff to work with the family on a sufficient placement for the student. Can I entertain a motion and
So moved.
second? Rosie and Barbara. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. That passes unanimously. Thank you. All right, HR. Item 18.1, certificated personnel report. Mike, would you like to speak to that?
Thank you. So on that, I gave you guys a summary of some of the items I thought you might have questions on. Do we have any additional questions on any of the items?
No? All right, hearing none. A motion and second.
So moved.
Kent
Second.
and Rosie. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. That passes unanimously. All right, Mike, item 18.2, classified personnel report.
Thank you again. So again, on this one, I gave you guys a couple items I think you might have questions on, but do you have any additional ones, just let me know. We can discuss those if needed.
So moved.
Jose and Rosie. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
That passes unanimously. And item 18.3, the tentative agreement with VVTA.
So yes, so these are the 4 tentative agreements we had accomplished at our last 2 sessions with VVTA. So I just need your approval to move them forward, and then to, of course, make them part of the contract for moving on.
Any questions?
So moved.
Look good.
Rosie has moved.
Second.
Second from Kent. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. That passes unanimously. Kent, did I hear you vote on that one?
You did.
Kent? Okay, I wasn't sure. All right, moving to discussion items and information items. We have 19.1 conference requests, 19.2 educational study trips, And 19.3, the Williams Settlement First Quarterly Report. Any questions or discussion? All right. Moving on to staff reports, 20.1, Business Services. Shanti?
Thank you. Just as we come to the end of our final board meeting of the year, and soon we're coming to the end of 2023, I just really want to express my deepest gratitude to all of the district staff, business services and otherwise, just for your outstanding work and your dedication. Everything that you guys do has made any achievements that we've accomplished this year possible. And then, so as we transition, into the holiday season, I just really want to reflect on everything that we've accomplished this year. And also, I'll be reflecting on what can be done in the coming year to make things even better and more and smoother. I also want to thank my fellow assistant soups, Ed Services and Human Resources, just for your support and the collaboration, because our success really is a joint success, and it really speaks to the teamwork that we have together. And I just sincerely thank you guys. And I just really want to say that I hope this holiday season is pleasant for everyone. I hope it's full of joy and rest, and I will see you all in the new year.
Thank you, Shanti. Ed Services, Ramoni?
I want to start by thanking Tiffany Hampton. Not only did she do a great job in her presentation, but just highlighting some of the things that we should be very proud of that are going in the right direction. But we also understand we have a lot of room to grow and a lot more to do. Thank you for your leadership, Tiffany. I'd like to also congratulate the students at Victor High School. If you did not know, the culinary arts students actually took first place in their Sweet Genius competition at the MDCP recently. So they did such a great job, and I want to thank Mrs. Valencia and Chris Casino and the culinary arts program over there and the students. So yay. Also, Mrs. Hampton, myself, and Dr. Cook was able to actually go see A Christmas Carol at Heather Conkle's school at Silverado last week, and I cannot imagine how long the kids have to remember all those darn lines, because I surely cannot do that. But also Paula Petrusian, the drama teacher, did an excellent job, and it was just so nice. It really filled my heart with the Christmas spirit that we're in, so thank you for that. Also, Tanya, I wanted to thank you as CSE president, but also as a partner. The time that we've kind of spent together, and recognizing that sometimes when we think about professional development, we often think about our teachers, but we can't lose sight of our classified support staff. So I want to thank you for working with me on increasing the opportunities for our classified staff for PD. And also, just lastly, I wanted to extend my gratitude for the Campbells. I think I mentioned it at a couple board meetings ago, but it might have been when you were not here. But the support that you provided, not only our district, but also our community, is just so unwavering and so commendable. And I feel like we're family because I see you everywhere. And in the last couple of weeks, whether you're at Day Pack or last night when we were at Options for Youth graduation, or today you're at a board meeting, I think I see you more than my family. So it's a great thing. And I wanted to just publicly thank both of you just for your service. And we love you, and thank you for continuing to support us. Okay. And in the same vein, I mean, it's January's National Board, so just in your dedication to our students here, it's timeless because you're retired, supposedly, most of you, but the service and just your commitment to our students here have not gone unnoticed, and I want to just personally thank you again as we celebrate you. So thank you for that. And then I just want to wish everyone a happy holiday season. I just want to remind us the power of gratitude and love and kindness and during this holiday season. So just enjoy your time off and be off. So have a Merry Christmas, everyone.
Thank you. All right, Human Resources, Mike?
Yeah, I'd like to take a moment to thank both CSEA and VVTA for all their work this year so far. It's been a great year of collaboration, so I can't thank you enough and appreciate you enough for all of that, and look forward to the next year, of course. I also like to wish our certificated staff, our classified staff, our managers a much-needed restful winter break, and coming back strong next year, of course, in January. Hope that our students, families, and community members also have a chance to reset and have a great new year as well. And lastly, but certainly not least, I want to make sure I thank my HR team for everything they've done this first half of the year and all the support they provided to the sites and to the departments. So just thank you to the HR team and board. I hope you guys have also a wonderful break and get some rest as well. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Barbara, would you tell us about legislation?
Well, yesterday I met with the group, and we talked about the county. As you know, no one's in session right now. So the legislative analyst is trying to figure out how much money we really are going to have. So it's getting a little dicey for a lot of people. They talked about cuts yesterday. They talked about maintaining as is, just every district keep what they have, or delaying some of the spending on block grants, not providing that money they already haven't given out. So right now, the legislative analysts and the governor and all of them are trying to figure out how we're going to handle this, because it's an election year, and so they want to be elected. So we're going to try to put as much pressure as we can on them to make sure that they provide us with what we need for next year and the year after, as much as possible. In Washington, it is so split up in Washington, it is really kind of nutty there. It's a bad split in that area. Even the Republicans amongst themselves are split. So, and they're in control. But they want to maintain the education as is. It's a flat line. It's no increase, no decrease, but it's just kind of a flat line. They don't want to touch it because they know that, again, it's an election year coming up with the president and all of them running for office. So, and that's about where we are right now. But the governor is going to provide input in January on what he wants to do. Okay. That's it.
All right, thank you. Our board member comments, we'll start with Jose Barrios.
Okay. Ho, ho, ho. Okay, well, it was the only bad thing about only doing one board meeting a month is we only get to see the students one day a month.
Yeah.
And it was great to see them. All the schools were represented, and I wish I could talk as good as them now, heck, let alone in 7th grade. Okay. And secondly, I'd like to thank people for the wonderful gifts. It's not really expecting anything, but hey, that's really great, and they're beautiful.
Seems like Christmas.
And number 3, speaking of giving, this happened before, way back around our last board meeting, but this is the first board meeting we've had since. And the Mecha Club at Adelanto High School, service clubs, they'll give food to families and this and that, but they went one step better. They put on a big dinner, like a Thanksgiving dinner, for groups of families and that sort of thing. Pulled them all in together and had a great time. They sent pictures, and if anybody needs pictures of the event, they can get in touch with Martin Calderon. He's the sponsor of the club out there at Adelanto High School. And lastly, I hope everybody has a great break. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. That way we get everybody covered, all right? And enjoy time with family and friends, and try and relax. Not too much, but try and relax, okay? So you guys have a good one. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Kent,
Thank you.
so understated tonight.
Yes.
That outfit.
Well, Carl said we don't like to draw attention to ourselves as board members. I don't think he was looking at me when he said
He's got
that.
his
But,
suit
well, nor
on.
you, Penny. You've got a pretty bright one
He
on,
doesn't
too.
have his little mustache and the hat.
First of all,
Here's your-
congratulations to
here's your
CSEA officers on the elections and stuff like that. We're excited about that. You've got a good team going, and we congratulate you on that. Thanks for everybody for the gifts. This will be more than I get from Santa Claus. So this is great. Thank you very, very much. Do want to ask Carl for a couple things, but before I do that, first of all, I want to thank CSEA for allowing me to go to your luncheons and serve, and then they always give me a slice of pizza or something anyhow, so I do appreciate that. That's my lunch every day. But thank you for doing that. You've got a super group of people, and I enjoy being there and meeting them and just saying hi to them. Two things, Carl, I'd like you to look into is, one, and I talked to you earlier about this, but the notification of all the workers under M&O, the staff members. We had one when they had the incident at Lakeview. He actually opened up the gate and drove onto campus because he hadn't been notified. And just, I know I'm going to make this very simple, but there's got to be a button we can push to notify all those guys that, hey, don't go to any school. Just don't do it. So let's do that. If we could do that, send out a call for that. Then the other thing is Tanya has a pathetic desk, and she needs to get a
Got her a TV tray. It's
a TV tray. Okay, good. We'll get a TV tray will be good for Tanya. No, but we got to get Tanya a decent desk. So if you'll look into those two things, I'd like to thank all the district administration. Thank you so much. People know I worked in district for over 40 years, and I fought many times with the district leadership, and I just want to thank you. I think we've got a fantastic district leadership. You're honest, you're open, you're caring, you're loving. We got a lot of things to clean up, but you guys are doing a fantastic job. So thank you very, very much. And all of the people that are on your staff, be sure to thank them too. We appreciate that. Board members, thanks for bringing me along as the newbie. I'm a freshman, so I appreciate you guys being patient and understanding and instructive to me, and thank you. You were actually sworn in about 3 minutes before me.
Yes,
so
I was.
I'm the youngest one on this
Yes, you
group, so
are.
thank you, everybody. One of the few times I feel young. And also just for all the people, Campbell's again, we can't thank you enough for everything you're doing, so thank you very much. And then Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays, everything. And again, I said the same thing. Relax and enjoy, and we'll see you all back in January.
Thank you, Kent. Barbara?
First of all, happy holiday to everyone. And I'd like to thank the students that came tonight. And that was like all of them, wasn't it? Almost all of them? Almost all of the students came from every district, from every school. And thank you for the gifts. I mean, I feel like Christmas is here. Wow, if I didn't know any better, we'd have a tree right there. And yeah,
This is better than a tree.
it's better than a tree. It's like Christmas is here. And I know that a lot of people don't see me very often, but I can tell you that I worked and have been doing this for about 40 years almost. Working on legislation and actually since Willie Brown. Does anybody know who Willie Brown? Some of you probably don't know who that guy is. Does anybody know who Willie Brown is?
He ran the state for years.
Yeah, he did. He ran the state for years. But yeah, so a lot of the work that I do is with the county. A lot of it with CSBA, which is California School Board Association. The other one is with the San Bernardino County School Board Association. I'm actually the vice president of the organization. But, and then I work with Washington, D.C. to make sure we can get our Title I's, Title III's, and all the other money that we need in block grants. I always steer them to us to make sure the county tell us about that block grant that I help get for them. So I try to get as much money as I can to our district and a lot of programs that I can. And I've been doing it for about 30 years, so it's a long haul. I actually did it for Victor Elementary as well, a long time ago. I don't know if you were on the board then, Elder. I'm not sure. I don't think so, but I work with them. So I just, if you don't see me, I'm probably in the background somewhere working on something. And if I don't get to make it to a lot of the things that are scheduled, I wish they scheduled at the times that I could come to them. There's a lot of scheduling now that is conflicting with others. And maybe we ought to work it so that we can have more board members go to things that are happening. I would have loved to have been at the one at Atlanta where everybody was there, but I was up in San Francisco, so I didn't get to make it. But don't think that I'm not in the background keeping, knowing what's happening, because most people will call me up and say this or say that, you know, so. And thank you guys for being there and working very hard, the Campbells and everybody else in NCW there as well, because they've been working as well on everything. And believe it or not, I'm the only Afro-American that's on most of these committees, within the county. I'm the only one there speaking up. But I do workshops also at at usually CABE, which is a black organization, and also CASA. And sometimes I'll speak at Haku a little bit, you know, so I am speaking up for us, and we are known. We've been known for a while now as a very promising district and a very good district. And when Carl came, we already had money, didn't we? Didn't we, Carl?
Sure did.
That's right. So we try to maintain as best as we can, and we are a great district. I wish everybody have a happy holiday. And did you get all our things out of that building down there on D Street? You did? Okay. So the dogs won't have it. Snakes and dogs. But anyway, I want to thank everybody for your hard work, and especially our teachers and our classified for all the work that you guys do. If you don't see me, I'm still there. I get the information. I use the information in order to even talk about how we should be funded. So it makes a difference. Hopefully we can get through some of the other things that we need to get through with our kids and figure out what it is that's causing them to be so excited that they want to do things. But kids are kids, right? They're always kids, no matter what. So, thank you very much.
Thank you, Barbara. Rosie?
Thanks, Penny. First, I want to thank everybody for attending tonight, especially those of you that have stuck around to the end. Appreciate you being here. I want to thank our Student Advisory Committee members that showed up and gave their report. I also want to thank all of our students that attended tonight. And we always appreciate them taking the time to come in and tell us what's going on with their schools. It was especially nice to see Options for Youth here tonight. Thank Principal Brian Gillespie for letting him show up tonight. It's always nice to, we hadn't seen him before, so it was nice to have him here tonight. I want to thank Tanya Martin and her Sunshine Committee for hosting their holiday luncheon for our classified employees. I was able to attend a couple of those, and I was down at transportation as well here in the district. The food was great. The company was even greater. It's always a pleasure to visit with our employees and get to know them better. I'm looking forward to attending the one at Hook tomorrow and see our employees there. So thanks for what you guys did. That was awesome. I had the opportunity to attend via Zoom the District English Learner Advisory Committee meeting that took place on December the 5th. I wanted to thank Mara Balmaceda on the excellent presentation she and her staff did. I'm always impressed by the number of parents that attend these meetings via Zoom, as well as their active involvement in these meetings. It's gratifying to see their attendance. On Tuesday, November the 28th, I also attended our inaugural District African American Parent Advisory Committee meeting at Victor Valley High School. The staff did a great job there. Congratulations to Tiffany for putting on such a super program. our first meeting was very well attended by parents and their students, and they all had excellent suggestions as to how we can establish better relationships between families, our schools, and our district. I'm looking forward to our next meeting and to continue working on developing these relationships of trust and transparency between our district as well as our families. I should also thank again those attending via YouTube. I always forget about them because there's always folks that are watching on YouTube. Last Tuesday evening, I had the pleasure of attending the Options for Youth class 2023 winter graduation. I wanted to thank Principal Brian Gillespie and his staff on the great job they did for their students there. The student speakers are always so thankful of the staff that helped them reach their goal, where they might not have been so able to do it in any other place. It's always an inspirational and heartwarming evening to hear their stories. Being the junior member on this board, I want to thank my fellow board.
Junior member.
That's right. I want to thank my fellow board members for their help during the year. I don't have an educational background, so I was fortunate to get elected this last December, and I'm looking forward to my next 3 years. We've accomplished a lot thanks to our superintendent, Carl, and his staff. I look forward to continuing to make our district even better and look out for our students as well as our teachers and our classified employees so that we can continue to do the best we can for our students. Thank you.
Thank you. I would like to thank all the people that are here tonight. Thank you for all of your hard work. Our district has really had a lot of changes, and I credit that to everyone who has been a participant, whether they're a community member, an employee, a student. Seems like everyone is putting in full force to make sure that the benefits for our students are real. And it seems like a really cohesive team, all of us together, when we're out and about in the community, when we're here in the board meeting, or when we're at a site. It's just really a great feeling that everyone is working so well together, and our district has a lot to be proud of. And Carl, I want to thank you for your leadership, because a lot of that is a testament to your hard work. In honor of School Board Month in January, I want to give a special recognition to Dr. Elder, who is a school board member of Victor Elementary School District, of which I am an employee. I teach 4th grade in that district, and I can thank him publicly for all of the hard work that you do on behalf of the board and all of the students and staff. Thank you, Dr. Elder. And although not here tonight, I'd like to recognize Amanda Buchanan, who happens to be one of our teachers, and she is a school board member in the Apple Valley District. So if we could give her a round of applause. I wish you all happy holidays. I know that CSEA and VVTA, thank you for all of your good wishes. Thank you for all of your efforts for helping the board to do better and help our students and our staff. We appreciate that. I hope you have a nice 2 weeks of relaxing. And I did hear the comments from the teacher, being a teacher myself, about needing that extra time for grading. I understand completely. So having that extra focus on our students' work is very important. I want to thank everyone for being here tonight. Thank you. And Carl, it's your turn.
I'll keep this short. I just want to say, it really is an honor to work with some of the finest educators and just stakeholders all the way around. But, more importantly than that, it really is an honor just to work with really, really fabulous people, all coming together to, for the betterment of our students and our staff. So I wish everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, safe New Year, and please get some rest, because January will be here before we know it, and then it'll be cap and gown season, and we'll do it all again. So Happy Holidays, everyone.
At this time, do we have a need to return to closed session?
We do not.
All right. I'll entertain a motion and second to adjourn. Jose and Kent, all in favor say aye. 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 All right. We're adjourned.